Imagine waking up to breaking news that the United States and Israel have launched attacks on Iran. Missiles are flying, and military bases across the region are on high alert. Governments around the world begin preparing for the possibility of a wider war. But the most important question is simple. Why is this happening right now? Officials say the strikes are meant to stop Iran's nuclear weapons ambitions. They argue this action protects global security. But some analysts say the story is more complicated, because this conflict may not only be about nuclear weapons. It may also involve power, influence, and resources. The crisis escalated after coordinated military strikes hit Iranian targets. Officials described these attacks as preemptive defense, meaning they claimed the strikes prevented a future threat. However, critics noticed something unusual. Diplomatic negotiations were reportedly still happening. So the question becomes unavoidable. Why launch military action during talks? Some analysts believe talks may have bought time that could be used for preparation. Soon after the strikes began, Iran responded. Iran launched retaliatory strikes toward U.S. bases in the region. Several bases across the Persian Gulf went on alert. Suddenly, the conflict risked spreading further, and the Middle East has many potential flashpoints. This is where the situation becomes extremely dangerous. Iran is not a small or weak country. It has more than 90 million people. Its territory is vast and geographically complex. That geography makes invasion extremely difficult. And Iran has prepared for conflict for decades. The nuclear debate surrounding Iran began many years ago. In 2015, Iran signed a historic international agreement. This agreement became known as the Iran nuclear deal. Iran agreed to limit parts of its nuclear program. In exchange, economic sanctions would be lifted. International inspectors monitored the agreement. Early reports suggested Iran was complying, but eventually, the agreement collapsed. To understand these tensions, we must go back further. The year was 1953. Iran had a democratically elected leader. His name was Mohammad Mossadegh. He nationalized Iran's oil industry. This angered powerful foreign interests. Soon, a covert operation changed everything. Decades later, protests erupted across Iran. In 1979, a revolution overthrew the monarchy. A new government emerged. Relations with the United States collapsed. Since then, tensions have continued for decades. Sanctions and political pressure increased. Regional rivalries intensified. Israel sees Iran as a major security threat, especially because of its regional influence. Israeli leaders warn about nuclear risks. But another major factor is energy. The Middle East holds massive oil reserves. Much of that oil travels through a narrow waterway, the Strait of Hormuz. Any disruption there could shake the global economy. This conflict also connects to global power competition. Energy supplies influence international strategy. That makes this region extremely important. The tensions we see today did not start overnight. They are the result of decades of history. Politics, resources, and security concerns all play a role. Understanding that history helps explain the present, because conflicts like this rarely have simple answers. They are shaped by decades of choices and consequences, and the outcome may shape the future of the entire region.